Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be, this isn't a tutorial by the way, but I'm going to be kind of just figuring out how I'm going to do this project and, figuring out the ins and outs of it. So, let's, make a new file. That's good. Okay, now let's do this old one. No. Okay, so, before I sort of write notes down here and examples, I sort of just want to explain to you what this is and sort of just what I'm doing in this video. So you might have seen the other video. I have a jar and it's sort of like an ecosystem, and I want to simulate this in a computer program on Unity, and I'll show you the finished product if I finish, but I kind of want to in this video just kind of figure out how I'm going to do that. So essentially there are going to be this is a jar, and it's going to be in 3D by the way. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is this will be a isopod, or the bugs. Here, I'll give them a little. Actually, I'll make I guess color codes. So this will be a bug, and what I'm gonna do is in the 3D plane, this bug will have a sight radius. So this is its sight radius, and it will sort of just wander around at random within the sight radius. And once the sight radius sort of just finds some maybe some plants here. Let's say once in the sight radius it finds some greenery. Let's say this is plants. They eat decaying plant matter actually, so I guess it would be brown. So once they find some that kind of looks like poo, but okay, who cares? Alright. So once they wander around, and if they get some food within their sight, then they go to the food and they eat it. But while there is no food in the sight radius, then they just simply wander and are basically in explore mode. And you might be wondering, is that all they're gonna do? Because they just eat and then they're full, but they're just gonna keep eating basically. So here are sort of the things I have to work out. And sort of how I think I'm going to do this, I've just sort of looked up a couple of videos on how other people have done this in very different examples. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a little system, and basically here's how the system works. It's basically your urges. Ooh, it's black. Brown, I mean. Make it black. Text. Not that. Oh boy. As you can see, I really know how to use this. I'm still learning how to use Paint.net. I used to use Paint 3D. Bruh. I know. It's so bad. Okay, anyway. Here's how that system works. Or basically, it's sort of like urges. Or kind of like priorities, I guess. And each sort of thing, and there will be two things. Eating is the first one, and the second thing is reproducing. And each of these values will have an a requirement. So if the eating requirement, let's say it's at like 20 right now, is higher than the reproductive urge, which is at 1, then the isopod will try and find something to eat. Once it eats, the eating urge might go down a little bit, and it will find, and once that happens, it will explore, and until the eating urge is lower than the reproductive urge. And over time as well, let's say the eating urge is at 10, the reproductive urge will also go up at like 3. And so eventually, you might find something like this. Once that happens, reproduction is now what they're going to try to do. So just like before with the isopods, where they were kind of looking for food. Here, I'll try and make a quick isopod. So we got, they're kind of like little rocks. With legs, antenna. So like before, with their search radius, which is like here and here. If there's nothing in here, then they just keep exploring. But once they find a mate, which is over here, what's going to happen is they're going to check, because I looked this up. I believe isopods, if I'm wrong, please correct me. I believe they produce just like us. There's one male, there's one female. So I'm going to make this one a male, make this one a female, and essentially the male will reproduce with the female, and then the female will lay eggs, and then they will both die. Before they die, the eggs will hatch, and they will be Gen 2. And this will happen in about a minute, because they only need so much to eat, to the point where they're just going to be constantly eating. And the reason I didn't add drinking is because I'm trying to simulate this jar environment. They do not need to drink. They automatically absorb water from their environment. Meaning, if you're trying to keep isopods and you put like a pool of water for them to drink, there's actually, no, you try and, just keep the place where you're keeping them nice and moist, because that actually causes a risk of them drowning. And if they drown, well, that's bad. So far, I've had one casualty that I know of in this environmental simulation, not in simulation, in real life, in this little experiment, and it was from drowning. It was from condensation on the sides of the glass. And so I put too much water in, and I had to open it and try and remove some with a towel. And so far, that has been the only casualty that I have seen, and it was unfortunate, but it's okay, because, I'm pretty sure it was very old. It was a very old isopod, and I honestly don't even know if it was from the condensation, and he just died of old age on the side of the glass. But, anyway, so that is sort of the idea here. Now, kind of the problem is, how the heck am I going to do this? How am I supposed to do? I know it's possible, but how do I make a radius, a search radius? I've never done something like this. This is going to be an interesting challenge for me. So, now we have this sort of system here. You guys kind of understand urges. There's one other thing before I start researching how to do this. Is I feel like reproducing and eating, that isn't enough stuff to do. That isn't going to be interesting enough. But I don't want to put drinking because that's unrealistic. And so, I figured another condition perhaps I should make. You guys can throw some out there in the comments. Maybe resting, because they do that. They're most active at night, so maybe just for like 30 seconds, they might just stand still. If that urge is the highest urge, is to just rest. Maybe another one could be, I don't really know what another one could be. If you guys have any ideas, don't do drinking, and that's really the only limit. I feel like socializing, maybe? I don't think I'm going to add that one, but that could be one. Socializing. Oh my god, I typed. Socializing. Yeah. Alright. I think socializing might be a little hard. What is that going to happen? They just walk up to them, look at them, and then go away? So, for reproducing, let's just sort of add little conditions. So, reproducing, eating, and resting. Reproducing, I say that babies or newborns are not going to be able to reproduce, and I guess you're not really going to be able to see this in the code, because I don't know how I'd be able to sort of show that, but I'm just going to say 1 minute, or maybe just, 20 seconds after birth, no matter what, no reproducing. Meaning, the reproduction value 20 seconds after birth, reproduction value will be at 0. 0. And another condition is only with male and females. And eating really has no condition. After birth, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the main priority. After birth, oh wait, 20 seconds after reproduction. Well, I feel like I made it sound like the isopods that had the babies. Babies will have 30 seconds with reproduction levels at 0. Okay, and after birth, main priority. Obviously, when you're birthed, you are quite hungry. I presume that is the main priority. And then maybe after that, definitely resting and eating. Exploring is basically just eating, because that's why they're exploring their tank, to find good spots to eat. So same thing, same difference, I guess. Resting after birth, second priority. Second priority. Now, I really want to see some action in this simulation, and so resting, I say we'll limit that to 5 seconds. Limited to 8 seconds. Because I feel like it's kind of necessary for babies. Now, is this a second or first priority? I don't know. Yeah, I'll make it second. I'll keep it second. No, yeah, I'll keep it second. First. So the levels of resting are going to be higher than the put off here, and welcome. So, for this part, I sort of just want to, display to you what the finished project hopefully is going to look like. So it's obviously going to be three-dimensional, aka 3D, but this is just sort of a diagram of what I want the finished product to be. So what I want is this is going to be an isopod. I'll try and label everything for you actually while I'm here. So this is rock, or aka this is obstacle, so we'll just give that title of O. This is food, we'll give that title F. And this is isopod. Well, you'll just have to know that that is the bug. Okay, we'll add 10i. So here's how the finished product is going to look. Based off of the rules that some of the rules that you've seen, some things that I haven't really explained entirely. So we'll make his render distance, or how far he can see, displayed in red. So sort of circle him in red, and right now we'll put it in the corner here. We'll put the isopod's desired. So anyway, we're going to be labeling sort of just the things. So this is going to be Gen 1, the baby boomers. So, and then we're going to list the urges: reproduce, eat, refine food, and rest. So now, the urge to reproduce is definitely on 0, because we kind of consider this a newborn for Gen 1. Even though technically in the experiment they were just taken out of the wild, but we'll just consider these all newborns. So right now the urge to rest is going to be the highest. So we're going to do this urges out of, let's say, 20. So the urge to rest is 20. The urge to eat is, I'll say, 15. And then the urge to reproduce is 0. And it will increase if the isopod has lived for a minute-ish. I don't remember the actual time. if the isopod has lived for a minute, then urge reproductive urge. This is an actual statement, but we increase the reproductive urge by just sort of that. So basically what this is saying is we only will increase the reproductive urge by if they have lived for a minute. And but right now it's at 0 because we have no urge to because we are very young. And that would be kind of sus. So here's what's going to happen. In the beginning, the isopod is not going to sense anything. He's just going to rest. He is not going to do stinky anything, okay? He's not going to do stinking anything. I don't know why I said it like that. But anyway, as his rest factor goes down, it will go down maybe every 2 seconds. His rest factor will go down. It'll go down. 2 seconds later, down, down, down. And then once it's equal, I think actually, so that doesn't happen, I'm going to have to go down by 3 points, or 2 points. So every 2 seconds or 3 seconds, it'll go down a point. So yeah, but it'll go down to 2 points, so that never happens, so it can't be equal. So we'll go, so 20, then we'll go down by, 3 seconds, so 1, 2, 3, and now we'll be at, 17, go down by 3 seconds later, that'd be 14, and now the urge to eat is higher. So, focus on me, 1 second. So, now the isopod is going to get moving. So, see the isopod in the example, we're going to erase it. This is the same isopod, I'm just moving it. So basically, let's make a little animation for you guys. So I'm gonna make him, whatever. Okay, so here's our isopod. Sorry for the cut, random jump cut, but yes, we have our little isopod here. He's in the corner too. Shut up. And he's gonna be moving around, and you can see the red circle. That represents his hit collision. So this is basically how far he can kind of see ahead. And so he's kind of moving around, and he's gonna move. He starts here. He's rotated this way, right? I think he was. I don't really know. But he's gonna move forward, and he's basically just gonna move forward, kind of at random, until he strikes this leaf. And he's gonna find the food. He's going to register this is food, and he's going to eat it. And his eating thing is going to go down. It's going to go down. It's going to go down. It's going to go down to about 13. And once that happens, it'll go down to 15. I'm sorry, it goes down by 2. So we'll go down to 13, and then the rest factor will be higher. And so basically, this is just going to keep happening. And the obstacles are there, so when he's hit, like, red thing touches this, he knows I'm supposed to go around the obstacle. I'm not supposed to just walk into it infinitely and just be stuck here until I die. And same with the leaves, but I don't think these are going to have collisions. I don't think I'm going to count these as collisions, basically. And so, I think they're going to be able to walk over the leaves. So, that's kind of the example. And, yeah. So, this is going to be in 3D. And just one problem that I'm going to have is, in this example, I guess not really in this example, but you know, I can kind of draw a 2D isopod. Like, I could make a good, I'm going to make one right now. I could make a good 3D model of an isopod, a 2D model of an isopod, but I've never made a 3D model before, and this worries me because, I know it's quite hard, and I'm probably not gonna be able to do it very well, and so it's probably just gonna end up, if it were 2D, it would look something like this. Not horrible. If it were 3D, then it's gonna look something like this. A gray rectangle. 3-dimensional rectangle. It's not gonna look that great. I'm probably not, it's probably gonna look worse than this, honestly. It's gonna look a lot worse. Maybe I can try and, give it some antennae. Some legs. It looks like a stone bug instead of a stick bug. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of this video. Say goodbye, say goodbye to these isopods, because the next one's probably gonna take a while to produce, considering I have to actually get the next one. It might be done, it might not be, but I have to get this to work now. So yeah, let's see if I can write bye. Bro. Bye. Subscribe.